Today was absolutely amazing. We went out. I went shopping with my family. So me, my mom and dad, and my sister. We all went out to. We all went out shopping together. And the first place that we went to was something called Fred Vega or Fred Vegas bin store. And so at the bin store, you're able to. My videos a little blurry. Let me change my focus point. At the bin store, if you've never been to a, let's see, I think that's better. If you've never been to a bin store before, the bin store has a bunch of returns. So, like stuff that people brought back from Amazon and other, like, warehouses and things like that. They have all of these boxes of different goods. And so you go into the store, each box has like a set price. So, depending on what day of the week, the price of the box is going to be different. And so you go, you grab a cart and you go shopping and you just pick up boxes. Sometimes you can see the label on the outside so you know what's inside. Other times you just have to like grab the box that's interesting to you and you can't open it yet. Right? You can't open it when you first grab the box. So you go, you pick up all the boxes that you're interested in, and then you take it to this back table where they have tape and they have scissors. So you can open up the boxes to see what's inside. And if you like what's inside, you put it back in your cart. If you don't like what's inside, you have to tape the box back up. And then you have to take it back to one of the bins. And so there's like dozens of bins. They have an electronics section, they have a clothes section. So you could literally find like pretty much anything inside of there. And so today they had like their special Black Friday sale going on. And so that was like the first place that we went to. It's super interesting. It's super interesting. And it's definitely cool if you see a bunch of this stuff that's like on TikTok shop, or you see stuff that's on Amazon that's like really popular, but maybe you're still like a little skeptical, or maybe you just want to be able to find it for a cheaper price. And so you go here and you can find that stuff. And so I got a new tripod, which is what my phone is on right now. It actually adapts so I can use it on my phone or I can use it for my camera. And right now it's like a really sturdy one. And it also has like a handheld feature so you can swivel. I got a laptop stand that has a fan connected to it. I got a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. I got those like power scrubber things that you be seeing people do on TikTok all the time. What else? We got one of those steppers, the steppers that you exercise on. My mom found that, and so we ended up getting that for a really good deal. And then what else did we find? There was a couple other things, like this really like nice cup my sister found. It was like comparable to a Stanley. However, it was a different brand. And then there was something else that was good that we found. But that's what's like coming to mind right now. And then we went to a couple of other stores. Uh we went to a couple of other stores. We were by the time we were done with the bin store, we were already tired. But my dad was the one that was driving us around, like he was our chauffeur basically. And so we said that we went out to the bin store, we came back home, and he had to do something for work. And so after we came back home for a little bit, then we went back out again to the stores. And we went to some of the vintage shops that are in our downtown area, and they had some cool things there, but ultimately they didn't have what I was looking for, so we didn't make any purchases. But then, y'all, after those vintage stores, like we were so tired. Like I enjoy shopping. Like shopping is like a sport, but I was so super duper tired. So by the time we got through there, we were ready to go home for real. But we were like, oh, we still need a couple of things from Target. So then we went to Target, and what was supposed to just be like, a quick trip to Target ended up being not a quick trip to Target. And then after Target, we was really tired, but we had told my dad that we wanted to try some other stores. And so after after we left Target, my daddy was like, "Okay, so y'all ready for TJ Maxx?" And y'all, I looked at my mom with so much despair. I was like, "So we got to go to TJ Maxx?" And my daddy was like, "Yeah, we only been to 2 stores. Like, what you mean you tired?" So then he takes us to TJ Maxx and he drops us off and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna run to the other store. I'll be back." And he left us in TJ Maxx. And I was we walked in. We walked in like low key defeated because it's like, I'm tired of this, grandpa. But when we walked in, I was like, dang, not daddy making us stand on business and go to this store, go to TJ Maxx after we was already like, nah, we good, we tired. So no, we went to TJ Maxx. And then of course, like we found a couple of things there too. I found this really nice bag from what's the brand? Not I keep wanting to call it Urban Outfitters. True Religion, a True Religion purse. And typically I do not like True Religion. Hey Adrian. Yeah, no, it was despair. We were distraught. We were just like walking through the purse section like I want to go home. I want to go home. Hey, Andrea. So yeah, I found a True Religion bag, and it does like I like this bag so much, but I am not a True Religion fan. So the fact that I like this bag, I was like, dang, like this is really like kind of throwing me off a little bit. But it's a nice bag. Depending on what I decide to wear tomorrow, I might style an outfit with it, and so I'll show y'all. And then I didn't buy this, but I ended up getting a new gift, a new PR package from Good Molecules, and so they have a new product out that I'll get to try out and give y'all updates on. So I'll keep y'all in the loop about what that is and doing unboxing and everything like that. And then the last thing I did try out a product. If y'all remember, like about a week ago, I told y'all about this product, Maylease, that that they gifted me some products to try out. And so I told y'all that I was going to let y'all know the results. And so one of the ones that y'all was interested in was the firming cream that I used on my stomach. It's supposed to fade like stretch marks. Hey Kuma, it's supposed to fade the stretch marks. And then it's also supposed to like tighten the tummy or tighten the skin that it's on, but it's like for a belly, so it's belly firming. And so I told y'all I was going to give y'all an update on that, and I did not forget. Mm, I'm gonna try my best to take the pictures either tomorrow or Sunday because it's been about a week. It's been a little over a week, I think, officially. So I'll give y'all updates on that, and do some progress photos because, like, for real, I haven't noticed a difference yet. However, I haven't like compared it to the other picture. So the results are going to be a surprise for all of us. Like, it's going to be a surprise for everybody. Hey, hey y'all. Okay. So, but that was my Black Friday. It was good, and it really confirmed for me how I felt about not celebrating it, but participating in it as a business owner. Remember I was telling y'all that I like one of the things that I value my relationship with my family. I value just being present with them and being able to do things together. Like even when we were in the store, I was just like, man, like I love being with my family. Like, just genuinely love being with my family and how much fun we had together going out shopping. And so like thinking about if I was running some kind of promotion, it was good seeing you too, Zenobia. If I was running some kind of promotion or I had to be, in front of the camera doing work, I would have missed out on that. And you don't know what you don't know. So if I wasn't there, it's not that I would have known that I was missing out, but it's just the fact that I got to have that moment and it didn't go to work. So I feel good about the fact that I just spent Black Friday with my family. as a consumer and just enjoyed it and not running my business because I didn't want to be in front of a camera, especially like actively selling things. And so um that brings me straight into our topic for today. Okay. And as these ideas like start to speak to you and they start to get you excited, let me know which one you would like to expound on, or even if you have different ideas, like y'all drop them in the chat. Thank you, Soul of a Man. Drop them in the chat so that we can come up with some, we could brainstorm together. Okay. And so just to catch everybody up who may not know, not yesterday, Thursday, I had a conversation about Black Friday and how I'm not participating in Black Friday as an entrepreneur, right? Like that was my big thing. I'm not participating in Black Friday as an entrepreneur. And it's not that I'm completely removing myself from the holiday selling. However, I've decided that I want to do things differently. Like I want to be able to do it in a way where I feel like it doesn't put a bunch of strain and stress on me. It doesn't make me feel more anxious. It doesn't make me feel more frustrated or even shameful for not having something together. Like I didn't want to have that feeling. And so I decided that today's conversation was going to be, what do you do when you're not celebrating Black Friday or when you're not participating in Black Friday as an entrepreneur? And that changed and transformed into getting unshy about holiday selling. Okay. And so we're going to talk about what this looks like to not completely go ghost and disappear during the holidays. But what do you do when this whole idea of like marking your stuff down and offering these big discounts and trying to compete with brands that, if we're being for real, they're not our competitors? Like we're not in competition with Walmart. We're not in competition with Target. We are not Target and Walmart. And like, this is no shade, because it's great that we are all our own, we have our own businesses and our own brands. However, we are not selling at the volume that they are. You know what? Like, they're not our competition. I am not. My customer might be a Walmart customer, a Target customer, and that is perfectly fine. That literally does not affect me as a business owner. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's talk about what it looks like when that is not the route that you want to take, and what are some different things that we can do instead. Okay. So, let's get into this first idea. The first one that I have is to host a gratitude week. And it's so funny that that is one of the first ideas that came up, because remember I was telling y'all that I just wanted to spend a day just like loving on y'all and telling you thank you and showing my appreciation. Like that was literally one of the things that I thought about. And so for you, even though we are literally here for Black Friday, but this is something that you can still make a priority for the holidays, because now is the time to really love on people. Be extra kind, be extra gentle, be extra appreciative, be extra loving in whatever way that love is displayed. Like this is still the season for that. And so you can do this. You can host a gratitude week or a gratitude day, like however that looks for your brand, by sharing daily posts about people in your community, or even things things that are good in the world that align with your brand. Like if you are I'll use Kuma as an example. Like you're in the gaming industry, like is there some brand or is there something that's happened that in the industry was a way for them to give back? Like did something good happen that you can share or celebrate? Like did some kid, like some 9-year-old kid, I'm thinking about my son, did some 9-year-old kid s- develop a game and now it's selling out on in the app store? Like like there's little things like that, little stories that really speak to what you do and what you care about, whatever industry that is. But it just shows love, it shows positivity, and it also is a way for you to um like just show that you're not all about yourself. But you could also share stories literally from your people. Like you can share testimonials, you can share shout outs about people who have done amazing things that you're proud of. Like one of the things that I tend to do naturally, but I would like to make it a more strategic thing is I want to shout out the people who are my clients and talk about what it is that they've been doing that I'm proud of. Like how have I seen them grow this year? Like what have I seen them be able to accomplish, and making that my week of just sharing amazing stories about people that are connected to me. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be about something that I did. Like it doesn't have to be a testimonial. It can just be something that I'm noticing that they're doing that I want them to know, like, I see you and I'm proud of you. And so that is one thing that I feel not only would make you feel good, but it would make the people around feel good. And just give a different perspective, and just a different way of looking at things, or just even something fresh on their timeline, like something new, something different, to break up the monotony of all the advertisements and sponsored posts that we're getting. Again, no shade. I love that my people are getting to the money, okay? But it is a lot. It is a lot. Okay. So another suggestion with that is keep it light and personal, and avoiding things that are complicated, or yeah, that's what it is. The things that aren't complicated, like keep it simple. Don't make it harder on yourself than it needs to be, because the thing that's important about these ideas is that not only are they ways for you to participate in an alternative way, but it also is to help you personally not experience burnout that a lot of us tend to start to feel, especially in the holiday season. Like gratitude spotlight, spotlighting others, and showing gratitude for supporters of you, your business, and your industry. Yes, exactly. One thing that I did think about too, that I feel like this is just an idea that came to me. But one thing that would be cool is if you have some sort of like foundation or some kind of fund, or just even something that is like maybe like a scholarship. Like if you have something that you are affiliated with, or something that you literally run, this is definitely a time of year where you can focus more on the nonprofit side of things as opposed to the for-profit side of things. And I see that being something that you could also do in the interim, because I was thinking about how I've had this idea for something called the Trendsetter Initiation Fund. And the Trendsetter Initiation Fund is the fund that I want to start for trendsetters. And it would cover things like equipment. It would cover things um equipment. It will cover things like them getting some type of service, or working with a mentor or a coach. It would help them to get certain things that they need in order to be able to get their content going, to get their company going, right? It could cover the cost for an LLC. Like there, it literally would cover different things that could be barriers for people who are trying to become trendsetters, or who are trendsetters and need these different resources. And so I was inspired by that. That idea was inspired by one of the people that I worked with a few years ago. She is a coach, and I was working with her, and I was at a place where, like, my business, I was still like trying to figure out what my business was. And what drew me to her not only was the type of things that she was talking about, because I felt like she was one of the few people I saw as coaches that were also talking about the mental and the emotional side of things when it comes to being a business owner. And she really spoke in a way that showed that she was gentle, which is what I needed. Like, I don't need anybody to beat me over the head with the information. Honestly, like, I'm already hard enough on myself that it helps when people speak to me gently, like you got to talk to me nice if you want me to receive it. And so those are all the things that drew me to her. But one of the biggest things is that recently, she had recently received $25,000 to go towards her foundation. And so her foundation allowed her to give scholarships to clients. And so I applied for one of her scholarships to one of her programs. And it was like a program, like at that time, I could not afford it. Like it just was not in the budget. And so I applied and I ended up getting a full scholarship to work with her. And it put me in the room with people who were at different levels in business, and it allowed me to listen to the conversation that they were having and to get a just like a glimpse into, what I was working towards. And so I was really grateful for that opportunity to be able to connect, because even one of the women that was in that group, she is one of the top people when it comes to social media management. Like anybody who's really like running a social media agency knows her. Okay. Like that's how popular she is now. And so just being able to like just see how she's navigated that, being a mom of two, and it just was cool to me. So all that to say that this time of year would be something I think would be an ideal time to focus on gaining the funds for that. Um, if you feel like you don't want to go heavy on the campaigns and the selling. Okay. So hopefully I didn't realize I like went on a whole tangent with that, and I apologize. But that was I guess I feel like I had to give y'all context on it. But let me know what y'all think about that idea. I just feel like even like as a call to action, that could be something that you have, like especially if you're there's going to be an idea where like live stream is going to be a part of it. And so even just in your videos, that could be your call to action as opposed to running a sale, right? Because even with that, like donations, people can donate at so many different levels that you don't have to offer a discount. You can be like, you can start a donation for as little as $5, and so people are still giving and in a way receiving something, even though this is like you asking for donations. But this is the time where, if any time, people are really going to want to find something to give to. And so it's cool if you already have something that's associated with you or connected to your business. Another thing that you can do, which is not necessarily a project idea, but more so on the don't get burnt out side, is pre-scheduling your content. And even if that means creating content on multiple topics and allowing that to be scheduled up for even something as small as like 7 days, like just to give yourself an opportunity to keep your eyes off the screen and to be more present. Also, there's if you have something set up where, especially if you're like running some kind of ads, or if you have like a product that you don't have to be present for, like if you have a passive income product, especially like digital products, that's actually the only thing I can really think of that where that would apply. But if you have a digital product, then you literally don't have to be present for the purchase, the fulfillment, or the marketing of that. So maybe this would be a better time for you to lean into those things as opposed to the ones that's going to have you doing shipping and running to the post office and wrapping things up. Like I know that this is the time of year where those types of products do well. However, you may choose that you may choose not to opt into that this year. So those are some things that you can think about when it comes to pre-scheduling your content and what kind of content you would have out. Another thing that you could do is run a minimalist campaign. Okay. So this is still for profit. You're not doing any donation or fundraising type of things with this idea. However, you can do the route of, like, the first thing I think about with a minimalist campaign is um a client of mine. We got content for her. When was this? Like mid-November. And we have been rolling out clips from this content that we got. And so the premise behind the content is that we did street interviews, and so we were literally like the perfume ladies, the perfume ladies in the department store, but we were outside, and we were getting people's live reactions to her scents. And so I had at minimum, y'all, we spent about 3 hours out, and we got 32 short form videos out of that time. 32 videos. And so this is one of those, but that's not the point of that. Sorry, I just was really impressed by how much content we got. But no, it wasn't 30. I think it was 34 actually. Okay, anyway, sorry. That was just, I was really proud of that for real. But 30, let's going back, the interviews were very minimalist. Like, this is what I would consider minimalist. We didn't have no like extra script going on. The content is already made itself. It's people going out getting their reactions, and it's almost like, when I think it, I would compare it to almost like reality TV. And it's just a very easy lift. And so because the videos are broken up in a way where it kind of like cuts off before the next reaction, so like each video references the next one until that series is over. And so something like that would be a minimalist campaign to me. You can even go back to the having certain incentives that are, again, like not a heavy lift. So if you, instead of doing discounts when people purchase, they get a bonus thing, or something like free shipping is another minimalist campaign, a very easy lift, low lift. Having some kind of like thank you gift included with your products, and or even with your like your digital products. So if you had a like bonus e-guide or some type of download that they get, and kind of like bundling your things together, that's another option that also doesn't require for you to like run some big discount, or do a whole bunch of extra work in order to give like that feeling of I'm getting a good deal out of this. All right. Another thing that you can do is to highlight what you already have. So, like, there is this pressure for us to create new things, create new products, to make something fresh and different. And this is actually something that a colleague of mine is doing this year. She's doing it. She released it for Black Friday, and she just took her most relevant products that she's already created, and along with the course that she created this year that it seems to be really, performing well, she just highlighted those. And I actually think that she did lower the price. So you also are getting it for a deal. But again, it's because it's a digital product, you're not taking the hit like you would with a physical product. So you can tend to be more lenient with your discounts on that. And but this what this will do, not only will it give you less to worry about, but it'll give you a chance to remind them of like what you already got, what's already here, what's already available. Maybe you created something, and when you launched it, people weren't really paying attention to it, right? Or maybe you started promoting something and you stopped promoting it for a while, but you're thinking, oh, this would actually be a good time to promote this product. That's like literally what I'm doing right now with the Brand Style Lab. Like, it's not a new service, but when I started promoting the Getting Unshy Collective, I was like, okay, I can only promote one thing at a time. Like, this is taking up way too much bandwidth. And so I put that on the back burner. And when the Getting Unshy Collective enrollment was done, then I went ahead and brought that one back to your mind. Okay. Okay. So here is my last one. But before I do this last one, I want to know if any of these is speaking to you right now? Like, do these feel like things that you maybe have considered or thought about? Maybe things that maybe you didn't think about this or consider this? Like, how does it make you feel when you think about these different ideas or one of the particular ideas that I talked about? Because when I was reading through it, I feel like the gratitude week or the appreciation in general, I felt like that one was my most favorite one. Um, and it was in line with what I already was doing, but I don't know, it just felt like good that it was like a good option. You know what I mean? Like I was already moving this way anyway. So let me know if any of these ideas is speaking to you or if it's feeling like you might want to try it out because I would be interested to hear. And while y'all think about that, I need to get some water, y'all. While y'all think about that, because I know there's like a little bit of a delay. I'm gonna start talking about the last event that you can do or the last idea that you have. So you could host a low key live event, which is again what I'm doing. I'm just really impressed by this. Oh, Adrian said, I like them all and think that some of them could actually be combined. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, because all of them feel like they just feel like they're simple that I could definitely see some of them being combined, or even having space to do most, if not all of them. Like that's what I think too. So this last one is called host a live low key live event. And so one thing that you can do is offer a short interactive live session, and you can do it on a topic that revolves around creativity, or one that it takes in mind like mindfulness, which is definitely like this time of year is a really good time to talk about that topic. It's like a really good time to talk about that topic. Another thing that you could host an event about is planning for the new year. And so that could be vision boards, right? But one thing that I think what is cool that a client of mine is doing this year, she's a menopause wellness coach. I almost said perimenopause. Just a menopause wellness coach, right? And so she assists women through every stage, premenopause, postmenopause, menopause, all of those. She assists women at every stage, and she has a journal that's her menopause wellness journal. And that journal is crafted from the plan that she had to create for herself when she was navigating menopause due to the fact that she had an aneurysm. And that was when she learned that the aneurysms can be a it can be triggered by menopause. So, and you could have been perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden menopause hits, and now you're experiencing aneurysm. And so, from her having that like experience and that journey, she realized that there still was so much information that was not available on menopause. And even at that point, there's still the science behind women's bodies is just severely lacking. So anything having to do with something that's particularly for women, I know it's going to take a while before there's really adequate information and research done. But the journal is designed to help women through that journey. And so one thing that she's doing this year is having a planning session. I think it's either a planning session or like a vision board session specifically for women in experiencing menopause. And so when she described it, I was like, oh, that is such a cool idea. Like creating a plan around what that's going to look like for you. Like, what are the things that you want for your life? What are things that you still want to be able to experience because of it? How do you want to navigate different medications and, hormone replacement therapy and like what would you want that to look like? I think that that's such a dope idea. And so that's something that she's doing that is a low key event. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, it will be available in person. So it'll be an actual live event, or it will be and it will also be streaming. So I gotta ask her how she's doing that exactly. Because I really want to attend it. I might just go just because, but I'm like not. I don't think that I'm close to menopause. Like my body is not showing any signs that I'm anywhere near that. So I don't know what it would look like. I don't know what it would look like for me to participate, but either way, I just love the idea. So things like that, having a planning session or a vision board session, or something that just helps people to feel organized and cater it to what you do. Make it specific to what you do, and not just go the generic vision board route, especially if that is not what you do on a regular. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't align to me to just host a vision board party unless there's a way for you to um like tie it in to your specific area of expertise. So that's something that those are some different things that you can do. And again, these can be literally like on live stream, but they could be in-person events if you have access to a venue, or maybe you even want to schedule some kind of like meetup or a gathering at a restaurant, like just having something where you are engaging with people and interacting with people, just like staying connected and building those relationships are what really is going to make this stand out, and it's going to make it different than just your typical everyday educational informative type video, right? Or a type setting. Like, I hope that that's clear, that the biggest thing for this one is that your your goal is not necessarily to meet a sales quota, but to create a space where you can connect with your community. So that is another one that I actually really like. And I also feel that it will be appropriate any time of year, but just this time of year, especially with how many people just start feeling lonely around the holidays. Like, I have a good friend of mine, she's my sister. That's my sister. Um she lost her mom last year, right? And it's so crazy now because we're about to be in December, and pretty soon it's going to be 2 years since her mom passed. And so thinking about people who are experiencing, a loss of a loved one, and whether it's fresh or whether it's, not, it can still be a very lonely season for people. And so being able to be that light for someone, to be that touch point for someone, to be that person that that just takes the lead in bringing others together, that is not only just going to make you feel better as a person, but it is really going to make your brand look better. Like, it's not, how could it not? Like, how could it not, when it's literally you showing, I really care. Like, it's not just a transaction for me, but I genuinely care about you. Like that feeling just is gonna always do numbers personally and for your brand. So I if that one, man, like that's, if you can swing that one, like if you can make that a thing, you're gonna be in really good shape. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Like, of all the ones in the list, don't sleep on that one. And yeah, I just want to highlight, not highlight, but just remind you that it can be an in-person event or it can be a live stream. So don't let the lack of resources discourage you from trying this idea. Like, this could literally work. You can literally still create that feeling of closeness and community in a virtual setting. All right. Um Actually, Now that I'm saying that, that's one that I'm definitely gonna do next month. I'm gonna definitely put that together next month. It might be, and it's something I've been wanting to do anyway, but this just like lit a fire under me. Because I wanted to have another what is the name? Another socially awkward hour. Um, I hosted I hosted the first one in June, and it was it was so long in the making. Like it took me months from the time I thought of the idea to June for it to really happen. But the concept behind socially awkward hour is it being a place for people who may be introverted or may just be shy, and they love being around people, but it takes them time for their personality to defrost. That's how I described it. And so I was like, it would be great to have a space like that where it's like it's not, no one has to say anything, like it's understood, like I'm uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable, but we want to be around you, we want to be around each other. So like it kind of like almost breaks the ice in a sense, and I say that ironically because I do not like icebreakers. I do not like icebreakers. I don't know what it is about them, they bother me. And I think really it's like the ones that we do the most, they make me feel anxious for some reason. Especially two truths and a lie. That's, oh my god. Like that, I'd be so nervous when it come around to my turn, and I'm like, "Oh my god." So now I got to think of a lot. Like this is too much. It's too much pressure. So, just having a space where like it doesn't have to be said. Like, we're just here practicing being better at social settings together. Like that's how I saw it. And I was saying that I wanted to host another one this year, before the year was out. And I said that I was going to, a couple of months. Um, and I just never ended up putting it together. So I don't feel great about that either, which really makes me want to host one in December before, just before the year is out, so I can at least say I did it twice, right? So this might be, I think that that's what I'll do is I'll make another socially awkward hour, and I will do my best to do it in person and then also do it virtually. So we'll see what that looks like. It is definitely going to be, it's going to definitely be weird because I really don't like icebreakers. And I said that I was going to do an icebreaker when I did socially awkward hour, but I don't know, we ended up just kind of like talking naturally. And so we never had a need for it. So I don't know. Now it kind of low key, it makes me wonder if it's going to be necessary this time around. I'm just thinking though, it does seem like you be needing stuff like that when it's virtual. Like it feels like the not having like that face to face does kind of remove the I'm gonna say like it removes the urgency or like the need to initiate conversation, because it's like if you're in person with somebody, it's just gonna be awkward. It's just gonna be awkward, like you're just sitting there. So if I feel like it like compels you to start a conversation, but when it comes to virtual, like people can turn their camera off or they could be doing something else on their computer or on their phone. So I just feel like there's an aspect to it where you don't feel like that same compulsion to interact. So yeah, yeah. But all overall, socially awkward hour is gonna be happening in December. I gotta just say it like it's gonna happen and then move like that. Because I see that being really good and really necessary for December. So I'm gonna make that happen. But yeah, y'all, those are my 5 ideas. If I come up with any more ideas, I'll definitely let y'all know. But what I will say is I feel like the general ones that I gave, there's still a whole lot of flexibility in them. So I can't say for sure that I'll have like a completely new idea, but you never know. I'll share it anyway. And maybe that'll give me some content for a short form video because I definitely need to do one for I need to do a short for YouTube. So I'll try that out. And see if I can brainstorm some different ideas. But yeah, tomorrow we are going to be shouting out our small I still can't think of what to call it, but small business Saturday. We're going to be doing small business shout outs. So I'm going to be shouting out different creators, different um, businesses that I know and love. I'm going to be shouting them out and um, just spending the time celebrating the fact that it was going to be the 30th day of this 30-day challenge. Tomorrow's day 30. So it's like going out with a bang. So and that one I would love for it to be interactive. So if you follow me on TikTok, then I will be bringing up guests. There's no multi-guest feature on YouTube, unfortunately. I would have to get some type of streaming platform for that. So it's going to have to be like an audio situation, but hopefully hopefully it won't be too much of a problem and we can still have fun with it. And past that, I'll talk about what it's going to look like after the 30th day. I think I'll save that for tomorrow too. um yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna be posting the link to a new blog that breaks down getting unshy for the holidays. So I'm working on that now. And I'm gonna have that blog post connected to this so you can go through and you can just read about like what it looks like, and why you may be experiencing the different feelings that you're having around your business and the holidays. So I'll have that linked down here. And then I'm remembering that there was something else, but I can't remember what it was exactly that I needed to link. I'll go through my videos and I'll see because I did say I was going to link something else. Also, I'll have the link for the brand style labs. So um, if you want to work with me like in an intensive setting and have your brand revamped, refreshed, if you need new content ideas or concept for how you want to expand your brand, then I'm going to be your go-to girl for that. The brand style labs are designed for a more like intense approach. They're not called an intensive, but they really are more like an intensive, because we're going to sit down and spend a considerable amount of time really like hashing through everything and getting your strategy together. But uh, if you decide that you want to continue to add me on as your brand manager, then that's available after that session as well. But that's going to be the next way to work with me and work together, outside of the Getting Unshy Collective, which the doors aren't opening for that until January. So those are going to be your two most likely ways to, get your foot in the door and start building this relationship and, building your brand together. Um, because I'm thinking through my packages. I shouldn't be doing this right now, but I can't get it out of my head. So I'm kind of like talking through it with you right now. But yeah, those are going to be the main two if we don't already have a relationship, we haven't already worked together. So yeah, I'll link both of those down in the comments or in the description box. And those are all my updates. And then tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow is going to be come up, shout out your business. I'm going to be talking about brands that I love, and we're going to be celebrating the end of this challenge. And I got to give y'all the update. We are at 784 subscribers. 784. I'm not 784. I'm sorry. 684. I'm gonna give myself extra 100 subscribers. It would be great to be at 700 by now, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we are at 684. Last time I checked. So we're moving up. Thank you for celebrating with me. I appreciate that. Maybe a minimalistic campaign, reintroducing or telling your brand story, highlighting products, customers, and others making impact that aligns with your brand. Ooh, that's a nice one. Especially the reintroducing, the reintroduction. Just telling your brand story. Yeah. Or your origin story. That's what I call it in my framework. But yeah, that's another great example of a minimalistic campaign. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. No notes. Um, okay, going through. So I think that's all, y'all, today. Today I went through this. This we're still like pushing an hour, but not nearly as much talking as I usually do. But that's okay. That's okay. This is a good length, and I like this here. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night because I'm rambling now. I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't have a time for you, but I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.